Hello, traders. John at StockBookie.com. Today is 3/20/2017, 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, and this is our live stream. After hours today. Usually we do intraday action. Today I thought we'd do one after hours. It was kind of a snooze fest today. So if you're here, punch in stock. Use the $sign. Punch in a symbol. We'll take a quick look at it, and we'll try to figure out which way these stocks are going. We usually start with the SPY. Typical indexes, and go through the usual suspects. So right now we're just holding the 250. We got below the 20 MA, and it's just chopping around. Nothing wrong. 52 million on the day, so nothing crazy. Light volume, I believe, is still holding up these markets. We're going to go through these real quick, guys. The IWM, again, it was a little bit weak last week. It came in, a little bit bearish pattern, popped up, tried to get above the 20 MA. It is still closed below the 20 MA today, slightly, still okay, light volume, so can't rule it out that it might not go up. Bullish, you need to get above in this area. Bearish, you need to come down, get below the MAs, and then possible more downside. I did do a nightly video already, guys, so if you want to go to that, you can watch that. I'm just going to bang through these really, really quick here. Qs, again, nothing wrong. Back at the highs, still didn't break out above the 132.41. Until it does that, then higher prices possibly. I want to see confirmation, and I want to see more conviction volume pushing this thing up. If you're bearish, then you're looking at getting below the MAs, and then basically steer stepping down. We're looking for pattern. But right now, above the MAs, nothing wrong on the daily chart. Hey, what's up, guys? How's everyone doing? Give me a couple seconds, guys. We're going to go through these really quick, and then we'll go from there. This session's not going to be too long, maybe an hour and a half today, depending on how many people show up and what stocks you guys want to look at. So DIA, again, light volume, chopping around. We did close below the 20 MA. We are holding support down in here as well, so nothing wrong. Slightly bearish here, but still bullish being above all the MAs. Nothing wrong. Waiting for more chart pattern, and we'll go from there. Again, if you're bullish, you need to get above the all-time volume. If you're bearish, then look for a little more consolidation, then possibly the next leg down. Again, we'll wait for each and every day to see what patterns this thing comes up with. So the IYT. IYT is a little bit weak today. We did get below this trend line we've been talking about, but we still haven't come up to double bottom and gap fill. If it does get to that point, we see the bounce. But this is a nice inside bar bullish pattern, but if it does break this low around 163.78, it could have lower prices to come. This is one that should be leading the charge, not lagging, so keep an eye on that, as well as the IWM. USO, like I said, we'll go through these really quick. USO, bearish pattern at the low end of the spectrum. You're still below the MAs. Trying to retrace. If it retraces up here, I'd go short again. Right now, we are short and have been. We pulled off most of our SCO trade, and we're still holding a quarter position on that one and a quarter position short on this one too, the USO. I'm thinking lower prices to come. You have a gap fill, then double bottom around 956. So just hold tight if you're short with us on this one. I think we could get a little more to go, and then I'll be out completely of the USO and the SCO. The UUP, on the other hand, the UUP up 1 penny today, slightly bearish, possible retrace back up into this area, and then we'll have to see if it gets above. Needs to get above this pivot if you are bullish of the dollar. This thing continues lower, you're probably looking at double bottom. I'm thinking if it starts to come in, the 200 MA right here around 25.42. But you also have a gap that was never filled, so when it had the retrace here, pop back up. Nothing really wrong other than you're below the MAs, but at this point, it's a 50-50 shot, waiting on pattern. Let's see if we retrace, or do we just go sideways, have the MAs curl into price, and then push this down a little bit lower. We'll see how that goes as the time goes by. And then everyone's favorite, the GLD. Got back above the 20 MA. It's a good stance. We always talked about that. As long as it stays above the 20 MA, we're okay. Got it back above it today, and boom, up 52 cents. Not a real good push, but we'll take it. We also talked on the weekly chart, which was big. This one got above the back above the 20 MA on the weekly. Now we just got to get above the 20 and the 50. And then double top, and I think this one can easily go back into the 130, at least 125 to 130 area. If it gets back up in there, we'll probably take the whole position off, where we've been down here since about 110 or so, riding this thing up. So that's been a pretty good trade. Let's see, and then the JNUG, got a lot of people going after that one. It was up a little bit today, 36 cents. But as we know, it's kind of like the VXX, kind of has a mind of its own. The gold sits there, this kind of decays like an option. But again, you're making higher lows, nothing wrong. If it gets below this pivot and starts cracking through this, then I wouldn't doubt this thing goes right back to gap fill and double bottom around here, 383. Right now, nothing wrong. Still below the MAs on the daily, needs to get above those. But great resistance up in this area, $8, 20 MA, rejected it for 2 days, kind of holding steady. So let's see if we can continue up. This thing comes back in, like I said, if we crack through this, it's definitely going to that double bottom around $3. So be really, really, really careful. All right, guys, if you're here, punch in a symbol, $, whatever symbol it is. We can take a quick look at it, see which way we go. If you're stuck in a trade or looking to go long or short, just punch in long, looking to go long, Apple, what do you think? And I could give you my opinion on it. Not that it matters, but at least we try to find some good trades here and make something happen. All right, let's see here. Nugget above 20, possibly. What's up, guys? What's up, everybody? All right, hold on, Alex. AFSI. AFSI. Wow, look at that. So it's starting to break down. See how this thing pattern? You had a pattern here. You had a little inside bar. As soon as it closed below this low down in this area, see the low here? They got the close. They popped it up. This is slightly bearish. You're below the MA, so that's a weak stance. Must have had news or something today. Don't know what it is. I don't even know what this stock is. But let's look at the monthly chart, the bigger one. Yeah, I'll get to AMD, guys. Give me a second here. Right now, gosh, look at this. So on the monthly chart, you had down, sideways, big bearish pattern, back up into the 20 MA, could not get above, and then let it loose. If you take the bigger time frame, yeah, bad news. Yeah, that's not looking good, bud. If you are short this one, yeah, then you're looking great. But wow, what I didn't like, you came off this pivot. Look what happened here. And this is what these are patterns I always look for guys to trade. So if you go back on the daily chart, and this is typical action. So everyone gets all excited here. They all pile in the house. Oh my gosh, it's going up forever. Probably got upgrades. Buffett probably bought up here. Then they pull it back in everyone's face. Comes back down. And as everything, as it's coming back down, it's probably, you have this low pivot here, which was a good area for support. And then if you wanted to take a smaller retrace, you could take the retrace from here to here. Then you had the 750 retrace. You had double bottom. Then it pierced it a little bit. If you look a little closer, you could probably maybe a gap fill. You have a gap fill back here or what have you. Do you have an even number? 2605. I'd expect possibly 25. Never got it. But look at the retrace. It gets back up. So instead of, upgrading it down here, you got probably the talking heads again upgrading up here. But for me, you come up here, you fill the gap, almost double top. You got to short this thing. And look at this. Straight down, little bit of a retrace, straight down, bearish consolidation, straight down. So this is like the head fake, guys. This one here, see how it comes into double top? You get that couple day pullback, and then this one took off and went and kind of pulled back. But right here, if that thing pulls back and gives you a nice retrace, almost 100%, you got to give this one a shot. Use the double top for a stop out. Very easy trade. That would have worked out real nice. This one, though, now it looks like it's getting some news. So let's go into the bigger time frame, the monthly. Alex, are you long in this one, bud? Wow, this one's really shaking people out. Take the pivot from here to here. Yeah, it's going through. Let's take a lower pivot just to see what this one holds. All right, well, you got this pivot here or the 750. Yep, damn. Well, you got this 17. You have a pivot here, 1722. You have double bottom down in here, man, around there. $15 going to be a big even area too. I mean, it's so oversold. You'd probably expect to bounce down in this area. When you start cracking 16, 15, 14, yeah, that's an ugly one. I mean, here you got a great bearish pattern here, and it's starting to play out. I mean, this could take us down to this pivot here at $11. It just keep it, buying. All right, if you wanna, I'd say around $14, $15 in this area. If the markets start to dump, you're probably going down here. As a SPY and the IWM and the Qs, the whole markets give it up and they start tanking, this one will go lower. But you're starting to come up into some areas where you could possibly bounce, maybe $15 even number, but be careful. You're going to say you're going to take 1,000 shares down here, take 500 at 15, maybe 250 around 1250, and then another 250 around here. your average would be right around, 1250 or so, right in there, 1275 or whatever. And you get a nice little retrace back up. You could come right back to 20 bucks, 1714. If it really starts going 2348. So just be careful. Let it keep going. Here's not bad, but if you get some downside on the markets, you get a 100-point down day tomorrow, a couple 100 points down this week on the down and everything. This one could possibly test this, so just be careful. Let's look at weekly real quick here, just to see if there's any other reasons. I mean, the daily looks like crap. The weekly, yeah, weekly you're behind. Gosh, let's just see if there's anything on the weekly. Yeah, you know what? You do have a gap fill here. Well, maybe. See if you can. I mean, if you can nibble on here, but you expect lower prices to come. I mean, even this pivot here around 1323, you're going to have big support down in here somewhere. If you have to own this one, try to wait it out. If the markets pull back, this one will go lower. But if you're short this one, tighten the stop on the other side too, because you got a bounce area starting to come up. And like I say, you have a gap fill on the weekly here. I don't know how that looks on the daily, but on the weekly, you're showing gap fill where it almost hit the low of today. So you could get a short-term bounce here. If the markets go up, you might get a multi-day bounce. Markets go down, like I said, down in here is a good, better support area. So just be careful, man. You don't want to get burned on this one because, I mean, that's a nice oversold condition, but doesn't mean that it won't go down to 14 and even, 11 bucks down in here. So be very, very careful. All right, let's see that one. What's up, guys? FSI, yep, above 20, good day. What's up, Brian? How's it going, bud? AMD, we've got the AMD guys in here today. I was going to battle with some guy today, back and forth, so he throws out AMD. I'm an idiot. I've been telling everyone to go short. Guys, I haven't been telling anyone crap. If you watch my videos, you see what I'm saying. Right here, we have a slight head and shoulder, not the best right shoulder, kind of choppy, sloppy. But is this, we shorted here. Our average price was 15.26. We took it off as it was coming in. We're done. This trade is done. So when this thing was going in a bearish consolidation, I was telling everybody, guys, this is setting up bearish. It needs to get back above the 20 MA, which it did. Then this big breakdown bar here around 1463 or so, it needs to get over this area. I'm even going to say the top here around the 1475. So we made a pretty good run today, still not out of the woods. Back into the 618 resistance and gap fill. That's big resistance. Needs to push through. The other wild card is if the SPY and the markets start to dump, this is going down. I still have a target. I would say 845, guys. If you're a bull, this is where you buy. This target too, this is the head and shoulders, but it's still not a head and shoulder pattern. Choppy, sloppy, not, if this thing turns right back in, then maybe. I just don't like how these shoulders are kind of flopping around here. But you know what? You can't rule it out. I also don't like the fact that this tail pierced through the neckline. I'd rather have an ascending trend line here, which we don't. It's pretty much even, so it's not the best. But if this thing does play out, gets below the 50 and starts coming in, then boom, your target's around 970, 10 bucks. If you are bullish, you need to get above this 1467 area and confirm and more volume. I want to see volume like this when it was selling right here when people were getting out. I want to see a big push up. Then you still have a gap fill here at around 1497. Then you have double top. Until it does that, this thing's going nowhere. And you have more resistance around 1622. Then ultimately, I don't, hold on, I'll go to a bigger time frame here. So the bigger time frame, if we could go back that far. Yeah, you also have a pivot around 1622. And then you have a little gap fill here around 1758. And ultimately, if this thing really starts going, you're looking at 20 bucks, 22 bucks. But it's got to get through these areas first, guys. And when you get a run up like this, on the monthly, you can see a little bit better. When you get a run up on a stock like this, guys, and you get extended from the 20 MA here, it's going to come back in. It's just a matter of time. You might go up where they add, get more bulls on, especially if the markets start to sell. It will come in down to, I'm not saying 588s, it will make it there, but if this will keep curling up, if this stays up. But eventually, when we pulled back, it found great support. We bounced up. Remember, it's like NVIDIA. Every time this thing dips, everyone comes in and buys until they're fully in with margin and ready to go. And that's when they're going to pull the rug on you guys and make this thing come down. So all I'm saying is with AMD, be really, really careful if you're long. I don't care which way this thing goes, guys, long or short. I don't even have a position. Like I said, I shorted here, covered down in here. when this thing was going sideways, this is setting up a slightly bull or bearish. It only retraced back up to the 750 retrace. It never got back up, came right in, got below, popped up. So now we're just kind of chopping around, maybe waiting on news. I don't know if today, I think they're getting added to the S&P or something. So that was some news. But right now, guys, it just had an extended move. It needs to come back. But at this point, it's still okay. We filled the gap. As a bull, you need to get over this $15 area, fill the gap, and then possibly more upside. If it doesn't, the markets start to dump. This one's going lower, mark my words. You could, why buy up here, guys, when you could be a buyer down here? And if you're in this thing from this low, you get the 15 bucks. That's a hell of a trade. Get the hell out. Let it pull back and buy it cheaper. Again, you guys had a major run up. You're running up from this area here, $1.74. And everyone's like, it's got to go higher. Damn, that was a hell of a run. Stock's got to pull back. That's just the way it works. So, you know, whatever. If you want to believe me, great. If you don't, great. Either way, I have no position. I'm just trying to help people out. Again, nice retrace back up, filled the gap. That's big resistance. I want to see more of a push through. If it doesn't, it's going to click over and come right back down in everybody's face. So whatever to me, guys. If you're an AMD bull, great. But I'm saying, you know, you could possibly get it at lower prices. Markets aren't going to go up forever. So, and the other reason too, guys, you know, if you're new at coming to my streams, I do some live streams intraday. I did one after hours like today. I'll probably do more. But look at the SPY, guys, and this is the reason why I'm saying. That's why I'm short most of the markets, guys. I'm not going long anything right now. You'll get some bounces. But look at this run up. Come on. This is the .com housing crash. And this is the central bankers out of control, printing money, QE1, QE2, QE3 to infinity, Operation Twist, POMO, buying bonds, you know, everything they could do to hold this market up. You get a rally like this 8 years into this rally from March lows of 2009, it's almost time for a nice pullback. You buy anything long, markets pull back or indexes pull back, it's all going down. So right now we're on the hunt for high flyers. That's all we're doing. We're not all we're doing, but that's what I want to do. I'm playing monthly charts, so these things take a little longer to play out. So I'm just putting on positions, slow and steady, finding the high flyers and shorting them. That's what I'm playing these markets right now. So the AMD could go up or down, but right now there's really nothing telling us in this stock what it can do, other than a nice push up today on some news or whatever the thing. I think it was the 20th, someone was saying. But again, he filled the gap, and that's pretty much what it did. If you look at the intraday action, you know, went straight up, hit that gap, and then that's where it pretty much conked out, came right in, trying to get it back above the moving averages again. They did, so, you know, not bad on an intraday basis. Let's look at the 60-minute real quick. I followed the 10-minute, the 60-minute, the daily, weekly, monthly. Here was your gap fill right here around 1428. We did close above it, but you're still looking at this double top here, and then as well as the gap fill up in this area. And you know what? One more thing just to see. So you got this high, that high. Ooh, that's interesting. You want to connect those highs. So we pretty much closed right there. So let's see if we could get above this tomorrow. You still have the 750 double top. This thing comes right back in. You're going to have some support down in here around 1390 or so. So, you know, one day at a time, guys. Needs to go higher. Needs to get above this gap fill here, about 15 bucks, and then conquer this big red bar around 1508. If it does that, then you possibly will go to 1553. And then if it goes higher, you still have that area around 1622 of a high pivot of resistance. So don't get too excited if it gets above here. You still have resistance at 16 and 1622. Again, I don't care, guys. If it goes higher, I'll probably short it again. If it goes lower, I'll take a stab down here, double bottom, gap fill, double bottom down here. I'll go long or short. Don't really care. What a bumping cat had today. Yeah, you know, something probably with options. Everyone's betting on the downside because they had to pop it up. Now remember, this is one that keeps giving. We shorted here, covered, shorted here, covered, shorted here, covered, shorted here, covered. Now it's going up again. I'll short again, and we'll do it again. I don't care. I think we traded this one 5 times. I don't care. If it goes up on us a little bit, great. If you take a position in anything we post on Twitter or any trade we post, no more than 10% of your total portfolio in any one position. So if you're in, you know, or even 5% is even better. So if you have $100,000, you know, or portfolio, no more than 10 grand. If the stock goes against you 10, 20, 30, 40%, it's only 2% of your total portfolio. It's not that disastrous. I wish people would understand that what we're doing here, we're short-term traders. We're just trying to find the next best trade and get in and get out. That's all we're trying to do, guys. So cat, yeah, it's going up. You got some resistance here. If you are long cat, you know, you're going to start 618, 750. If this thing gets back up to 96, 97, we'll go short again. We covered half down here. We'll do it again, and boom, do it again. I don't care. If it goes up to 98, 100, we'll add a little bit more. So the half I took off here, I'll add the quarter here, and maybe another quarter there, and rinse and repeat again. Yeah, what a nice bounce, though. Unbelievable. So maybe Trump tweeted or something, who knows? But straight up, someone needed higher prices. So they got the bid on this thing and the squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Probably just a short squeeze. So you got to think, as a technician, when this thing was coming down to 91, right in this area, we just took it. We're like, thank you very much. Then it pops right up, and boom, like I said, we'll do it again. So be careful with this one. If you're long, tighten those stops up. You know, enjoy the ride. You're looking to short, you know, probably start at around 9. You know, you could probably start at around 96, 97. But let's see how this thing reacts. If you get another big green candle, then I'd be waiting up here again too. But we'll see what it gives us tomorrow, and we'll go from there. AMD, FCA, yep, bad news. Yeah, that one was bad news. Let's see, MCF. Guys, if you're new to the room, just put a symbol in there with the dollar sign. Let me know what you want to, you know, looking to do. Also go to my StockBookie.com site, sign up for the free membership, and you'll get all the emails before we go live, some trade ideas, the daily videos, and all that good stuff. Guys, we're technical traders here. We try to do short-term stuff. Sometimes, you know, a couple months, 3, 4, 5 months at the most. You know, sometimes I'm hoping to be in trades for a week, sometimes a day. Whatever we can do to take the money and say thank you very much, that's what we're trying to do here. Let's go to the monthly. Let's see what the monthly time frame's saying. So this thing came up. You have a slight bullish pattern here. You did close right on top of this candle of this inside bar, so you're still slightly bullish. If you do close below, oh, this is a $5 stock, gosh. Yeah, these low flyers, these are tough, guys. If it cracks this level and goes to 5, you're probably going down. It is slightly bullish on this inside bar on a monthly basis, but a monthly basis it can pierce and then pop up. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, daily, you had a nice retrace and right back down to the bottom. If you're holding on to this for dear life, if this thing closes below these low pivots down in here, then you're probably going to have to exit the trade. For you got, you know, this area here, you got a gap fill down at 445, and you got low double bottom around 370. If this does continue down, here's your next level right here. Well, it looks like you have a gap fill possibly right there at 531, double bottom around $5. You have another gap fill around 445, then double bottom here around 372. If you are not long, I'd probably wait until this section down in here just in case. I don't know what these guys are doing, but at this point, you know, looking at the monthly chart, that's pretty much of a beatdown. Again, you know, look at the extended move. Extend, everyone's, oh, and then they're upgrading it probably to talking heads. You got it. Oh my gosh, it's MCF. It's the next best stock ever. And then they slam it in your face. Big inside bar, bearish pattern, slowly bleeding, retrace, and they're just bleeding this thing out. Retrace, coming right back to the lows. Is that the, yeah, I mean, we even got lower prices here. So be careful with this one. If you're trying to catch a bottom, it could go lower, guys. You got double bottom around 381. So, you know, if it's just crap news, this thing can head lower. What you're looking for on here, on a monthly at least, you need to get above that 20 MA, which is at 881. You get above that, then possible higher prices. But if it stays below the 20 MA here, you're possibly going lower. So be careful with that one. Also, Verizon price action was great until today. Yeah, what happened today? Let's see. Probably options X. Man, they pulled it back a little bit. Nothing crazy. This is the 10-minute time frame over here, guys. So during intraday, it wasn't bad. I mean, they gapped it up and then they crapped it and just held it. Pretty much flat on the day, so nothing great. Again, though, you know, let's go back to let's just look at this. So you're into the 7 or the 5-0 retrace. You're back into these double tops. You are back above the 50 and the 20 MA, so that's good. If you're long this one, you can hold tight here. Let's see if we get more bullish consolidation. Let this thing cross over. get the golden cross. You know, CNBC will talk about that and how great those are and blah, blah, blah. But again, not bad. You know, you got 3 days of consolidation. Let's see if we can stay above this level. If you get back below 50 and confirm, and you start hitting these moving averages, gets below it, probably expect lower prices. If the markets too start to give it up on the SPY and the Qs and the IWM, you're going to get lower prices. So be careful. So at this point, if you're bullish though, you got to get above this 50% retrace. Right around 50.49, and then you got to go for the double top, which is 50.93. If you do get through that, then you have the 200 MA, the 750 retrace, and then you have a gap fill over here. So if you were lucky enough to catch it down here around 47.79, you know, I don't know how much more it has left in it. You know, it's got to get through these high pivots right in here. If it can't get through those and comes right back in below these MAs, you're probably expecting lower prices. You'll still have some support down in this area of consolidation. But right now, it's kind of a 50-50 shot. You are above the MAs, good stance, but you're still below the 200. You're still below the double top. You know, this big red bar, when it came in first, went right back to it. Then it's kind of chopping around. So just keep an eye on it. Again, if the markets sell, these are all going lower. Let's pull up the monthly just to see what the monthly looks like. Yeah, monthly chart too. You got this big red bar, sideways action, trying to fight for it. I mean, if it retraces, you're probably looking at 54 bucks. But if this thing just continues sideways and slowly goes up, you're probably going to expect lower prices. But again, you know, it's a 50-50 shot, so just be careful with this one. For me, I wouldn't do anything that's really not giving us a signal. But it is making higher lows from this point. If it cracks through this one here around 48.93, then I would expect this thing go back here. So right now, it's not bad, but if you get back below the MAs, look for lower prices. If you stay above bullish consolidation, this curls into it. This one could possibly push up a little bit higher. We can revisit it another time just to look. But right now, it's a 50-50 shot for VZ. Let's see, CSC. CSC, so this one's finally pulling back. I mean, this one just kept going, and if they stay, you know, then you write calls. Well, writing calls here would have been worked okay. But finally, it pulls back here. We're holding the 50 MA, and let's just do this. Right there, we're holding the 382. So as long as it's holding that, it's okay. Right now, let's wait for pattern. Let's see if this thing will go sideways along the 50 MA and then set up for the next wave down. You still look a gap window at the 50% retrace is 65.05. It can still hold that. But ultimately, if you're bullish, you need to get back above the 20 MA and shoot for the all-time or the double top up here around 71.79. If you're bearish, I would like to see more consolidation and then a next leg down. But if we get below the 50 MA, it starts chugging down, gets past this gap, you're probably going to gap fill here around 63 bucks, and then we'll see how this thing reacts. And, you know, you have the 750 down in this side, 618 as well, so you got to watch out for that as well. But right now, you know what? CSC monthly chart. This is the one I'm looking at, guys. Monthly extension. We're still at 45 bucks down here. This thing's a high flyer. Eventually, this thing's going to go. But remember, it took 3 months to go up. It could take 3 months to pull back. So I keep telling everyone, in these high flyers, it's tough to buy puts. If you have to, go a couple months out, and I don't even know if that's going to give you enough time to do it. If anything, do a small share size. Even if you did $10,000 worth, but, you know, 125 shares or 100 shares or whatever, it's $7,100 or whatever. You know, you get 10 bucks out of that, you're done. Take the 700-800 bucks and leave. But at least it'll buy you time just in case if this thing does pull back. Because you know how it goes. As soon as you sell it for the little bit of gain, and it drops another 10 bucks. But right now, monthly chart, looking fine for the pullback. If you're short, hold tight. If you're long, tighten that stop because you can have a little more pain to come in this one. I'm long BTG. Let's see. BTG. Now, these low flyers. Let's take a quick look here. Where's the volume? 4 million. So the volume's not bad. You're just kind of chopping around on this one. Let's see where the retrace is first. Probably 50%. Yeah, right at the 50%. Never made it to the 200, so then it just kind of took off from there. Daily chart, you know, not bad. You're back above the MAs, but it's just kind of chopping around. But overall, you have a slight bearish pattern with a retrace back up. You know, how high can it retrace? Well, maybe a little higher. this one. Yeah, 5-0. This is the short-term Fibonacci. We just did one back here. Now we're doing it there. I mean, if if it stays above the MA, starts going, you need to get above 320, then 324, 335, and ultimately double top. If you can't make it past double top or to 335, watch for the pattern for the next leg down. This is still down sideways, slightly bearish, but you are above the MA, so it gives you a bullish stance. If you're long, I mean, just make sure you're not in a huge position where if this thing tanks, maybe gap fill or double bottom, you can withstand that. But right now for me, nothing really to do. If you are long BTG, hold tight. If you start coming back below the MAs and close on a daily basis, you got to rethink it. And if it comes back to double bottom and cracks through this the 200 MA or the 275 area, then you're probably going to come down here, fill the gap, and go down lower. I don't know what these guys do, but just be careful. This is slightly bearish, but in a bullish stance above the MA. So it's kind of a 50-50 shot right now for this one. I just want to look, yeah, and even this is bearish on the weekly. Look, you're in the double top over here. So that's your line in the sand. If you can't get past the 355, the 364 area, if it keeps boom, boom, you can even throw a trend line up here. That's going to be more resistance too next time it pops up if it does. So just be careful with this one. This is a great inside bar. Sometimes these like to retrace to the high of the red and then the next leg down. But even on the weekly, it's not bad. You're above the MA. So right now, it's not terrible. Got a little bit of a tail here. You did make, this is a higher. That's not terrible. I don't like the fact that it did close back below down here, but it popped right back up on the moving averages and double bottom. Yeah, it's not bad. From this point, I mean, from here, I would be saying, probably take profits. I don't even know if you could short this one because it's below $5. Yeah, nothing. You got a little bit. These low fly, the $3 stocks and everything. They're all news driven. They pop up, drop down. But again, nothing wrong with this one. Let's look at the monthly really quick. Monthly, yeah, you got the double top, kind of chopping around. Yeah, nothing wrong. You start getting down in this area, you got to think about, all right, do I take profits or, how much am I willing to add more if you wanted to? If you get past this 274 area, you're going to go downtown. Market stump, you can damn well go downtown. Again, be really, really careful with these things. Especially these, you move a buck on this, that's 50% or whatever it is. So, yep, looking to buy soon. Okay, nice. Thank you for that. Hey, Alex, no problem, man. Hey, John, what do you think of Yelp? Is it a good buy at these levels, long for a week or a two-hold? All right, let's look. Remember, guys, I'm playing the markets for it to pull back. Anytime we get a pullback, this could be lights out. Yelp will go lower. Everything will go lower. I mean, the bottom line on this one, if you are looking to go long or if you're long, here's your line in the sand. If you crack through that and go into double bottom here, then you got to get out. Let's see if there's anything close. Yeah, well, you got a gap fill there and double bottom there as well. So you got some support coming up. You got gap fill, double bottom. You have this big Fibonacci retrace. I just want to see from short-term perspective, for like you were saying, a couple weeks. Let's look at this fib right here. So right now, what I'm seeing on the daily, this is more bearish. You are above the 20 MA, but until you get back above the 200, then it might continue up. If you are long this one, you don't want to crack below these lows. It's making higher lows, so that's a little bit bullish. But again, overall, it's bearish. If it comes right back below here and starts attacking these levels, you can damn well go straight back down. Fill the gap, double bottom, and then, you got a gap down here, so just be careful with this one. This is kind of a news-driven one as well. But overall, it is bearish. You might get the bounce here because it's been consolidating, probably getting a lot of bulls on board. Usually what they do, they give it one good push up and then reverse it down and slam it. But, if you're in here at 34 bucks, 33 something, and you get a couple bucks on this one, take something off the table, protect it, let it go up, and then cut it off. This thing comes right back down, test these bottoms. You're most likely going to fill the gap. Where's the gap at 32.50, and then double bottom right around 32. You're going to have good support down here, but be careful. You're coming off this daily bearish pattern where that could possibly set the prices lower. Let's look at the weekly really quick. Yeah, weekly, same thing. You're holding on to 50 MA. As long as you're holding on to that 50 MA, holding this trend line. And if you wanted to as well, you could come back here and connect the lows too. So that's going to be your line in the sand. That cracks, you're most likely going down here. And then who knows? Because look how this thing goes. Goes up, comes in, retraces up. Look at that, right back to double top, straight back down. Does it go one more shot back up? Possibly. But if it doesn't, this is a bearish on a weekly too. That's setting up for lower prices, in my opinion. So if you get a bounce up in the next week or two, make sure you take that money, because that could be a short-lived bounce for the next wave down. So be very, very careful. I am using e-signal, Alex, because that allows me to use different brokers without changing my charts. Like if you were Thinkorswim, you got to use their charts. If you're with Scottrade, you got to use their charts. If you're with these guys, you got to use this. This one I pay, I think it's 185 bucks a month to have my charts, and I could take them anywhere, trade with any level 2, trade with different brokers, whatever. As long as I have a level 2, I can execute the trades. But these charts are my line in the sand, period. It's all I use. But I pay for these charts. Nothing's free in this world. TD Ameritrade, I think Thinkorswim's not bad, but I like these guys here. These things rock. But I got to pay for everything when I add charts, add this, add that. But this is eSignal Pro. You just sign up. They set you up with a membership, and then you pay the whatever $1.85 a month or $1.90 or whatever it is. So that's it. Yeah. So be careful with the Yelp. It's not bad. I mean, you could get the bounce here because it did come from this high pivot, but a lot of times it comes from a high pivot, consolidates, for 5 weeks sideways. That's setting up for lower, prices. Good info. Great analysis of AMD. Hey, no problem, Mitch. Like I said, I get attacked by the AMD. Oh, it does this evening? Okay, thanks, Mitch. That's why it was going up too. Be careful with that bullshit too. That's what Baidu did at one point as well. They were adding them, I think, to the NASDAQ or something, and I think that was this run right here for Baidu. They're adding it to the different index. Oh, hurry up, hurry. It was one of these up. That one, or it might have been this one, or it was this one. One of these. This is another one that just keeps giving us a great trade. What do you mean? Oh my gosh, they're adding it to the index. And then right as soon as they add it, what did it do? Straight to the ground. And this might have been it. I'd have to look at my research and see where it was. But then it hit the trend line, blah, blah, blah. So be careful when it's news-driven stock. AMD had a great run up. If you have money, take it and let it come back down and buy it again cheaper. It's like Tesla, guys. You could have bought and sold, even Baidu. I mean, looking at this one. This thing ran up. You could have sold up here, 240. Boom, 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 ride it back down to even, 150, buy again, goes back up, sell it again, comes back down, buy it again, sell it again, buy it again. By the time you're done buying and selling Baidu, you're at cost average would be 40 bucks. Then you can hold it forever. And this one's really interesting though, guys. We're right there. Every time it tries to break out, comes right back in. So be real careful with the Chinese players, the Babas, the Baidus, whatever. I don't even know what else. There's some other, you got Win with Macau and crap like that. So, but no, I am in AMD since 9:59. Keep selling covered calls, rinse and repeat for months. Yeah, exactly. And that's why guys don't stick in. You get a stock like AMD that runs from $1.50 to 15 bucks, and then you're bragging about I bought it at 281 and it's at 15. Well, it's on paper. Take it. Let it come back. This thing, if the markets come back and this thing starts to go down, guys, it always goes back to the 200 MA, and that's at $8.47. And it hasn't touched the 200 MA since November. Actually, not. It hasn't. It just created here, but yeah, since November. It's going to come back down. And if this head and shoulder, it's a shitty head and shoulder, but if that thing actually plays out, you're easily looking at 10 bucks. And I've been telling everybody 10 bucks for a while. And every time it goes up, it's like, oh, stock rookie, you told us 10, now it's 14. I said, yeah, but you know what? It could still go up. I don't know. If it goes up here, I'll probably short it again. If it definitely goes to 16.22, I'll definitely put a short out there. And hopefully it pulls back. I get my money, and boom, I'll be out again. If it drops to here, I'll be long. If it goes to 10, I'll be long. We're actually double bottom over here, 938 or 942. Goes down to there, I'll go long there. Be short-lived. But actually, if it goes down to here, I'll probably wait for here, another 50 cents, and let it do its thing. But usually if it hits a target right here, it usually wants to go a little bit lower. So just be careful. That's all I'm saying. It's all, like I said, we shorted here, came right in, we're done. I took my 15, 16%, said, thank you. And man, and if it went up a little bit more and filled this gap, I probably would have done it again. Look, it pulled back at least $1 on this one. That's a heck of a trade too. Out again. So that's the other thing too. You have technicians buying here, and they take their buck and they get out. So as soon as they get out, they start to cover. Your bag holder shorts, they're holding here going, oh man, and now they're getting squeezed. So all those guys who didn't hold or didn't cover right here, they're all covering right back almost to where they got it from. Technicians are shorting up here, just like technicians were going long at Gapville and down here at double bottom. As soon as it went up, they took their profits, went right back down. I'm buying with the technicians, guys. I want to be buying when every other technical trader's buying. I want to be the first one in and the first one out, not sticking around waiting for these market makers to take it up my you-know-what. So that's why, like Dan, just be careful with that one. If you're in from there, take something. If you go, especially if it gets up into this area, I could be completely wrong and it goes to 20 bucks, but so be it. The markets give it up. This thing's going straight back down to the basement. So, you just got to keep an eye on that stuff because you never know what can happen in these markets. I mean, it could go up, it could go down. But again, if you're new to this and new to the live stream, I showed you that, let's go back real quick just in case you joined us. Again, go to StockBookie.com, sign up for my free membership. It's free, guys. It's not going to be free forever, but sign up. You'll get the emails before we go live. You get the daily videos, ideas, email alerts, all that good stuff. We're working on a spreadsheet to keep track of all of our trades, and just keep rolling along. But this is the SPY, or the S&P 500. This is the dot-com boom. This is the housing crash. Where do you think we're going to keep going up forever? It's just the way the markets go. Markets work in symmetry. We're out of symmetry now. It needs a pullback here. How deep it goes, I don't know. But at any point here, guys, 8-year bull rally from the lows. We're way overdue for a nice pullback. But if it does pull back, a gentleman asked me earlier, I'm hoping it comes back, I would say at least here, 211, 197, and back down to 182, 180 area. This will probably be the big area where it's going to bounce, but that's what everyone's expecting. This could be the time where it just flushes out a little bit more, and then to bounce straight up again. So again, I'll be short here, and I'll have my bull costume on, and I'll be going long eventually. I don't care. Right now, I got my bear costume on, and that's the way I'm rolling right now, guys. Each and every day, we're pulling more, trades off here and there. Nothing's perfect, guys, in these markets. I wish it was. I wouldn't be here. I'd be on my yacht in the Caribbean. I wouldn't be here doing live sessions. I just love this stuff. I love to try to show traders what I'm looking at. And like I said, sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes I'm right. Look at Win. Did this Win trade. We started added a little, we've done this trade a lot, so it's not, to me, it's not that big of a deal. This is one that keeps giving us. I mean, I think we shorted. It went up here, we went short, we pulled it off. Short, pull it off. Short, pull it off. Short, pull it off. Every time it went into double top, we were shorting, or 100 even number. We at least 5 times we traded this thing short. And the best part, we even took this thing long down in here. Actually, it was right here. We took it long right there. So as this thing was going, this was an epic trade too. It went from 51 almost to 75 bucks. I think it was like in 5 days. But that was a great area. I showed this trade before. It was double bottom. I think it was a gap fill. You have to step up. Boom, we stepped up. Of course, we got out around 60 bucks and it went to 75. Again, I don't care. It came back in, double bottom. We went long again. Again, we took probably 10 bucks, I think it was on this one. Kept going, pulled back. We didn't take that one. But as soon as it came back here, filled this gap, got to the top of this big red bar, we shorted. That's why, I'm getting ripped to pieces on this Win trade. And you know what? I don't care. I've traded this thing 7 times. When it started going to 104, 105, we started adding. When it was hitting these pivots, we were adding. As it was pushing up, we started adding a little bit more. Average price right around 107 something. I would have to look, but big deal. I don't have a huge position. I don't have like 10,000 shares. I don't care. And if if it keeps going, we'll keep an eye on it. Right now, I'm following the weekly chart on this one. I need to see this close above 109.48, and I want some follow through. If it continues up, we will stop out. If it goes to 131.32, we'll be shorting again up here. I don't care. But right now, I'm following on a weekly close. I want to see this thing stay above this big green candle or the 190, actually this bar here, about 110.13. I want to see some follow through before I stop out. I don't believe this bullshit move, if you ask me. It's going up on Macau crap, just like all these other times. But Macau, it's going great. Right back into this 110 area, boom, short again. Comes right back up, short again. Comes right back up, short again. And even when we took the short here, we covered half here. We started adding as it was going up again. So it's not, I mean, I guess if we look at it that way, we're probably just at break even because we shorted here, we took a couple bucks off on there, then it rode back up. So that's what we're trying to do, guys. So, I had a good debate with this guy earlier today on StockTwits. We went back and forth, but he doesn't know how I trade. I mean, I don't know. He says he follows me and my stuff, but if he did, again, when I go into a position, say if I want to do $50,000 in this position, I'm starting to add here 20,000, another 10, another 10. I'm only at 40,000. I'm giving an example, guys. Pulls back, I take half off. I don't care. Now I'm only at $20,000 or 20,000 in this position. As it goes up, I'm adding more, adding more. I'm still not at my max position, so I could still add a little bit more if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. We're a little bit extended from here. If I pull back, another 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bucks, whatever, we'll pull it off. You have a gap fill right around 100. That's $11 move, and we'll be out. On to the next one. I don't care. Let's see here. Joins S&P. Yep, AMD will get longer. Continue shot in the arm being added to the S&P at least. Yeah, or it will probably stable. I don't know. All I know is if the markets pull back, it's all coming down. I don't care what news it is, or anything. So, options any good? Options any good on short term with CAT? Yeah, options are tough, Dan. I mostly do shares, but CAT. Gosh, I mean, it could go up a little bit more. I mean, if anything, you would have been buying down here around the 91 area. That's where we were covering our short, 91, whatever it was. I would have to look at my stream or at my Twitter or whatever I posted there. I mean, I could go through my trades, but I got so many of them, it takes a little bit of time. But yeah, I mean, double bottom, that would have been the area to go. But they were shaking it up and down for a couple days, and then then it took off. So this would have been, even as it retraced and came back into double bottom, would have been the area to buy right here. You would have had 5 days of up, and and as it goes into resistance, you'd be selling right here. At least half. It goes a little bit more. For me, I would wait for up in here, then do a put or write a call, one or the other. So yeah, this is tough. I wouldn't chase it up here. I mean, you might have a little more left in it, but if you don't, they could click this over and straight back down. So people are chasing it. It's CAT. You got to get in. Hurry. So just be careful with that one. What about dries? Yeah. What about dries? No, nothing to do. What I tell people to do with dries, if you have to own this one, I mean, at this point on the daily, you got to get back above the 20 MA. But if you get back above the 20 and the 50 here, $5, this thing could pop pretty good. If you want to take a position in this, maybe buy 1,000 shares at $1,380. If it goes to zero, that's what you're losing. Whatever you're willing to risk to lose, or whatever you're willing to lose or put at risk, that's what you do with this. Don't go $100,000 worth if you don't have 100 grand to lose. If you got 1,000 or two to lose, you just want to put this in there and let it sit. Eventually, I cannot see why this thing wouldn't give you a couple-day pop. But if you pop from 138 to $10, you get the hell out. You take your 20 grand or 1,000 shares or 10 grand. You say, thank you very much. Let it come back down to $138 or whatever and do it again. But this time, take 3,000 or 4,000 because you just made 10 and play with their money. This is the casino right here. But again, it's not bad, but it needs to get above that 20 MA and the 50 MA. Then you could possibly pop up maybe to 10, maybe to 20. Or maybe they spread some news out there. Who knows? But you had some action down in here. You have some people doing something down in there. So, but you never know. Like I said, play it like an option. If you can lose $1,000, put $1,000 in. If you can lose 10, and put 10 in. But this one has a minus zone. It's down 29 cents today or 17%. So, just expect to get your ass whooped. Put it that way. So that's how I would play it if I were to play it. Baba's a tough one. This one's been pushing up. We were talking about this trend line right here. We talked about this area, 107.99. That's where it went into today. 107.99 was this big breakdown bar before it broke down and lost everything here back to 85. retraced right back up to it. You have a slight bullish pattern here above the MA, so it's not bad, but it's nice, choppy, sloppy, you know, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now, finally, it's starting to take off, but you're trying to take it off to get through this trend line here. If it does make it through this and get above it and on a closing basis, then I'd say 110.04. But right now, for me, nothing to do. It's already starting to break out. If anything, it would have been maybe on that retrace down around 102. You'd be up in the money about $6 already and probably pulling some off, wait for the 110. So tomorrow I want to see this thing continue, get above 108. If it doesn't, it comes right back in. I'd expect lower prices to come in this one. If you're bullish, you need to get above 108, 110, then continue up. If you're bearish, you need to get back below this trend line, back below the 50, and then I think you could start, you know, making a move down like we did here. Because remember here, everyone was bullish, and oh my gosh, you got to get in BABA, and there everybody knew it, and they took it down again. So everyone's getting bullish again in BABA here. So I wouldn't doubt if they take it down. Again, volume wasn't bad. Maybe a little bit of news today, but just keep an eye on it. If you can't get above these areas or 109.75, 110.04, then expect lower prices. But I wouldn't rule out the 110 area. But yeah, to go long here, I wouldn't do it. I'd wait for another pullback and then go long. So yeah, you know, gosh, I couldn't do it. If anything, I'd short it up in this area here. Right now, you're kind of in between. You'd have to wait. There's really no pattern, no consolidation, so it's hard to say. But you did get back, you know, back above these high pivots. So there's really nothing wrong with it. But I always look at the monthly. Monthly's still a little bit extended from the 20 MA. That's where it's going to possibly come to eventually. But look at this. So even the monthly, you can see a little clearer. So it comes up, pulls back, comes up, pulls back, comes up, pulls back, comes up. Got to get above this trend line here, guys. If it doesn't do it on a monthly basis, then you're probably most likely going to just come right back in. So just be careful. If you're long, tighten that stop. If you're short, you know, just get ready because you could pop to this 111.66, which is still a couple bucks from here, even if you're short, unless you're loaded the house, then you might get killed. If you're in a 5% position of your total portfolio, you can withstand this thing to 120 and still be okay. If it gets to 120, you go to 10% position. Your average position would be about 115 and then hold on to it. It is a stretch play on a monthly. Take some time, but most likely will come in with the markets. Markets are overdue, guys, so just be really careful. Yeah, so BABA, there's better plays to play than this. Right now, you had a heck of a move for 3 months. You know, coming into big resistance, this is where I'd be looking to short. Even if it pierced it, maybe. If I do if I have an alert on this one, I'll put it out there. So let's see here. Bearish, yeah, it could go either way. Had a nice move, BABA. Went up intraday, good scalp today, in and out, nice. FCS was a good scalp. Okay, that'll work. Hey, if you're scalping it, even better. Rock and roll, just keep them going. Don't be waiting. Take that money and run and on to the next one. AG. AG, let's see here. Daily chart on AG. You know what? A little bit weak. You're below on the MAs. You had a nice move up here, nice pullback. Let's see how far of a pullback you got. Yeah, didn't go. Did we fill the window? Nope. Let's look. Maybe 750 retrace. Yeah, got below that. Well, yeah, confirmed. Pop right back up. You did have a gap down here that it filled, so you had the gap there, but you still have one down here, and you got double bottom down here around 662. So be careful. You are in a weak stance. You're below the MAs, kind of chopping around. This is an okay bullish pattern, but you're still down and sideways in a bearish manner and below the MAs. If you do retrace, look to get above the 20, then the 50. If you do that, then you probably get up to this little pivot here around 10 bucks or so. You do have a gap right here at 1008. So that's what you have to contend with. If it gets above higher, then you have the 200 MA and double top. So right now, it's weak, setting up to go lower, but can't rule out you get a slight retrace maybe up into the $10 area for then the next pullback. So I don't know what this stock is. It's trading 2 million. So not terrible, like the volumes. But again, still weak on this. Let's look at the weekly really quick. Yeah, weekly, what a great, you had a great retrace and right back down. Yeah, so, but again, you made a low here, higher low, higher low. This area cracks out, then expect lower prices. I don't like this on a weekly either. You're below all the MAs, setting up to possibly go down lower. But you do have a slight doji here where it could give you higher prices. Right now, that for me at least, there's nothing to do. You had this channel earlier, came in, filled the gap down in this area. There was a gap right here. That's where you got the bounce. This is where you would have been going long. Gets back to double top, this big red candle. This is where you'd be going short. And then take that down like that. So right now, nothing really to do. Let's wait for pattern, see where this thing goes. 16% on that trade, Dan. Great job, bud. Take that money and run. SYMC. Yeah, there you go. That one's getting a little stressed. Let's go to monthly. Yeah, coming up to double top. I think we looked at this one before. Had a nice run off the 200 MA. You got this trend line in here too. Holding strong. You could take it from that bottom, or you could take it. You can almost take it right. Let's see if we did it there. Yeah, you could take it there if you wanted to. So yeah, so the 200 MA held, getting a good bounce right now. Let's just see if we have a 5-0 retrace in there. Got even past the 5-0 retrace. If you're long in this one, tighten that stop up. You know, we can still go to 34 bucks. You start getting 34, 35, you got to pull something off and expect to pull back. If you want to short this one, 32, 43 to the 34 area, I have no problem. I mean, it's getting a little extended right here. So even here wouldn't be too bad on the monthly. Let's look at the daily really quick just to see if it's coming off of a pattern. Yeah, so right now they must have had earnings or something. They popped it up. They're just holding it here. Coming off of a bullish base, straight up. Extended on the daily as well. Chopping. This isn't bad, guys. Apparently someone must have bought puts right here. They're just holding it up every day to get them out of there, make their decay their premium. Monthly chart, I just want to see how extended it is. Yeah, it's getting there. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. It did cross the 30 even number. This could be the end of the road. Right now, there's just not enough technicals here other than double top and, you know, the inside bar right here. But honestly, if the markets go up, this could probably shoot up a little more. Again, I'd wait for the 34 area and give it a shot up there. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, give it a shot up there. But yeah, I love the extension move on this. I love what you're looking for here. I keep talking about the high flyers. A little bit more on this one. Let's go back just, well, that's probably it. Yeah, for this one. Because got to think, guys, all the bag holders here left in 2004, guess what? They're almost break even, you know, whatever, 13 years later. So a lot of the guys here will probably sell. Some will hold, but if it gets back to double top, where they actually bought, you know, around 31 and they got $3-4 bucks, they can actually be sellers here. So just be careful with this one. You got to look at the past history on these, because you know that bag holder here is like, holy shit, I'm almost at break even. I'm going to hold, they said, and they'll probably upgrade it 42 times. The talking heads will talk about it, and we'll go up a little bit higher, make all these guys stay in it thinking it's going higher, then they'll slam them again. So yeah, not bad. If you're long, tighten the stop. If you're short, a couple more bucks, you could go from there. Mitch, no problem, bud. What about USD? I don't think I have that chart, Joel. I could punch it up. I don't think I have it. Yeah, I don't have it. It's the US dollar. I mean, I could look at compared to which one is that? Is that the Canadian dollar? Yeah, I just don't. I don't do anything with that. I'll watch the dollar yen. That's the one I watch usually, or the FXI or FXY, one or the other. Those are the ones I watch, but I don't have these. I got to pay, so I don't watch them. I don't trade currency, so it really doesn't matter to me. I'll trade the dollar, the UUP, or whatever, but stuff like that, I won't do anything. Hey, what's up, Reva? How's it going? Jonathan, how's it going, bud? Let's see here. The J Nug. Yeah, I did it, but I could do it again. No, I don't think I did it on my nightly video, but I'll do it again. J Nug, guys, it does have a mind of its own. You know, if gold goes up, it usually goes up, but you know how this thing goes. Gold stays still, this thing comes down like a brick. But we talked about it. Gap filled, bounce, came right back in. Never cut out the lows here. Made a higher low, so everything's okay with that as long as it's making higher lows. Need to get back above the 20 and the 50. That would be great. But right now, hey, we'll take the 36 cents today, and let's see if we can make a move towards these highs. If we get above this area, next area of resistance will be about 831. And then this little pivot here around 841. Then of course the 50 MA here at 883. But let's pull these off though, since we're going to be looking at a little bit bigger of a time frame. Let's take a Fibonacci from that low to this high pivot here. Let's see what we have contending with us. So we're trying to hold the 250 retrace, which it looks like it is. Now next area two on the bigger fib was 768, 845, 922 is the 618, which is the bigger one. But the big one is the 1007 here. This will be the big one where we got to get through. And then you get these big red bars here with the sell-off. That's going to be some good resistance here on JNUG. So if this thing gets above the 50 and the 20 MA, starts to make a run for it, here's some more resistance levels. And then as well as, you have this up here. Oops. You have this guy here, a little bit of a trend line. So you're going to have a little bit of trend line resistance up in this area. So you got to respect that. But, one day at a time. We need to get back above the moving averages, but nothing wrong. I mean, a little bit weak. You're below the MAs. But gold, the GLD has been, taken off a little bit. You just need one of these days. But again, you're back above the 20, start to make a run for it. Let's see if we consolidate to wait for a higher price, or do we just continue up? And I want to see more volume here. If we continue up, you got big resistance coming up here again. If it does click and get back below these moving averages, fills the gap, then I guess you can expect lower prices, but one step at a time. Right now, we're above all the MAs. Let's see what happens. But, the way these markets are going, I wouldn't doubt we click and boom, straight back down. Then the JDUS goes flying, gold or JNUG goes to the basement, all that good stuff. But you know what, guys? One day at a time. That's what we do here. And just trying to make, some good trades out there, and we'll take it from there. So, Revo, what's up? What's up, Jonathan? I was thinking of take a long shot with June 75 puts on NVIDIA. June 75 puts. Now I was looking at that too today. With doing something with a put. Gosh, let's see if we can get up here around 112. At least fill this gap right here around 110.74. We're so close, I wouldn't rule it out. This is one like AMD, guys. It comes in and everyone's a bull. I gotta buy. So then, the market makers keep it going. Then CNBC gets a hold of it, and then it just keeps going. But for me, at least, at least 1092 area, 110.92, and then maybe 114.29. This little pivot here, I'd like to see a little more volume, a little more push, then to get everybody back on board here. Because I mean, honestly, we could go right back to double top. That's what Right now, we're almost into 618. I'd expect that. And then at least the 114.29. If the markets stay green, if the markets start dumping, then this can easily go click and start coming in. I did like this bearish pattern, but we got back above the MAs and then it took off. Again, we didn't confirm back up to 50. We close up in this area, we will, but we still have a gap fill to contend with, unless they gap it up and over and like a gap and go day, where they just gap it up, kind of like this. This had support, said they gapped it below, kept it going, found support down in here, chopped around, double bottom, and took off. So right now, there's really nothing to do with this one here. June 75 puts, gosh. Oh, that's a tough one, because if the markets just sit, this thing's going to sit and sit and sit, and those 75 puts are just going to go to the basement. Even if you're a couple months out, I think they could still take you out with those. I had a lot of traders, they've been trying to go 2 months out, 3 months out, 4 months out. And they're just getting roasted on puts. So for my thing for puts, if I do anything, it's going to be more of an intraday trade. Like we took win today, short with puts. I don't post that stuff because puts are dangerous, but we got out of them with a nice gain. We bought them, I think, right around 212. I sold them at 350, and they were 113 March 31st puts. And I think my price was the highest one out today. So small position though, guys, and that's it. In and out. I'll make my $300-400 and I'm done. See you later. On to the next one. I don't care. So yeah, that's what we're doing here. So right now, NVIDIA. Let's see if we get a little bit higher, and then you can probably do something with that. But again, you can still go to double top. I wouldn't rule that out. So be very careful. If you can wait patiently on the puts, patience pays off with that stuff. It's a junior minor. Yeah, exactly. You got it. GDXJ. GDXJ, all these gold miner deals. Oops. GDXJ. Yeah, same thing. You got that pull, you got the push, you got the pullback. You're above the 20. Yeah, still okay. Nothing wrong. This one's up 29 cents after hours. Yeah, again, you know, you're going to run into resistance at double top. You're going to run resistance at the 200 moving average. Pretty much the same thing as the JNUG. A little bit different with the moving averages. Take it to the top on that pivot. You got 34 or 39.41 coming. Ultimately 40.62. So, you know, if you're down here from 32, you're getting out at 40. I mean, gosh, that's a hell of a trade. You know, you have a slight pullback here. Let's see if it holds. This one looks a little bit better, but again, I follow the GLD. That's the bottom line, guys. That's my Bible for the gold. Other than the gold chart, but I don't get that. I don't get the gold feed. I gotta again. It's something I really don't trade, so I'm not going to pay the $10 a month to have the chart. Next thing you know, I'm paying $400 a month for, you know, extra stuff, and I don't really need it. Do cry, please. Cry. Is that a style? Cry. Never heard this one. Let's see here. Yeah. Gosh, you came off this high pivot here. Look at this one here. So you have the trend line up there. So that's pretty much where it pulled back. You're having a slight retrace coming up. Let's see where it's retracing. So you're getting above the 382, so it could go back to the 50% retrace, or it could go back to this one up in here, right around 618 or 1792. If it does, that'd be your spot. So if you're long with this, almost from double bottom down in here, you know, just tighten that stop up, let it run up, and then Stephen, don't cry out. I was thinking the same thing, right? So yeah, I mean, you could retrace back up if you're down here from 1579. Just be careful with this. You've had a pretty good trade. Let's see if we could get past double top, 50% retrace, and you're coming right back into here. You're going to have some heavy resistance in this area, and of course around the 1851. So you retrace back up in here. You got to take something off the table. If not, tighten these stops up. You don't want to wake up to a nice gap down tomorrow and everything's falling apart, or the next day. So be careful with this one. But yeah, right now, for me, nothing to do. You had to retrace. You're almost going back. You're holding it even on the weekly. You went up, came in, retrace, came in, retrace again, came in. Now you're chopping around. Even on the weekly, it's a little more uglier. You still have big resistance here at the 750 retrace and the 20 moving average. So, if you're in this one long, first step 1741, you get past that. 1792, you get past that, then you're looking at the 1844 area. And if you're short, just hold tight. Or I think this one's setting up for possible lower prices. So just don't cry if this one goes down. Just kidding. But yeah, so just be careful. Right now, you're kind of holding this support down here. It was an old gap fill. And let's see if this thing can retrace for the next leg down. But if you're long, just follow it up, tighten that stop. And when you get up to about here or possibly here, think about cutting it. And if you could get above, first stop here, and then of course the green line. But if you get into this area, you got to think about taking something off the table. All right, let's see. Nice. Dries, please. Yeah, we did that one. Yeah, exactly. Baidu burned me once with options the other month. Yeah, I mean, look at that thing. It goes up and down, up and down, up and down. That's a great trading vehicle, guys. You can't knock it. I mean, come on. Look at that. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you catch bottoms too. You got the bottom trend line too coming. Bottom. This one barely made it. You had the 750. I like this gap fill. I mean, this is the one that just keeps on giving. Kind of like X. Same thing. We traded this one a bunch of times. We shorted here, covered, shorted here, covered, shorted here, covered. And then I shorted here, then covered. This is the weekly. And then it popped again and went, I wish we would have went short. Missed it. But again, 4 times, hey. And all of them were short. I just can't go long in the markets right now, guys. Sorry. That's it. And then thanks, guys. Yeah, with the AMD. Yeah, I mean AMD. Like I said, I don't care either way. I'll wait for the top to short. I'll wait for the bottom to go long. I'm trying to find trades, guys. I don't marry anything, guys. I'm trading it and moving on. Don't really care. Intel, NVIDIA, STM also have head and shoulder potential. Semi-conductor compression coming soon, possibly. Let's look at them real quick. Weekly. Let's see. I'm up daily. Yeah, I don't really see anything in Intel. But the big one for Intel, look at this. This is the big line for Intel right there. Look at what they did today. They tried bringing it right back to it. Came dip below the 200, never confirmed, right back up. Now we closed right back on top of the 200. That's interesting that we retrace back to that big area. That's big for Intel. Needs to get above this line, guys. I'll draw it in for as close as I can, but needs to get above that line if it wants to continue up. If it doesn't, this is setting up for lower prices, so be careful. NVIDIA, I don't see. All head and shoulders aren't the same, guys. Yeah, that's not a head and shoulder. I see what you're seeing, but yeah, I mean it could be, but it's not my type of head and shoulder. You know, and one day if I do a webinar, I'll explain to you what's the better head and shoulder and what's the not so good one. And that's not so good, in my opinion. And this one, yeah, you can't make heads or tails with that. You may have a right shoulder ahead and a little shoulder over here, but you know, it's just holding on to the 200 moving averages. Nothing wrong with this thing. This thing starts to crack though. Bull, you need to get above this. Bear, you need to crack the 50 MA and start gapping down. So yeah, with semiconductors, yeah, we're even short the SMH. So this one's just been grinding and grinding and grinding. Well, we're almost ready to add a little bit more just in case it pops up. If it doesn't, we'll play it back down. But yeah. So right now we're just adding shorts across the boards. Joe, what's up, bud? Hello, John and everyone. John, what is your take on Win for the short and ESPF for a pullback? Yeah, Win we just talked about, but we go over it again. Win, you know what? I got it. It's got to close over. It closed over 110 today. I got to see confirmation, guys. I'm following this on the weekly. And I want to see what the closing price is on the week. You know, if we start going up, I'll have to stop out. That's it. I did buy a put on this one today though, in and out. Bought it up in here, and then sold it pretty much. Well, did we wait? Yeah, once it got below the 50 MA, then we waited, and then we cut. I was hoping we'd get down in here, but when we got to that 350 on my option, I was out. Thank you very much. See you next time. So, you know, I don't trade. I don't put those trades on there. People don't get those. You know, you're up, 60, 70% on this trade in a couple hours, and people still don't take profits. I'm like, see ya. But again, 100, 300 there, 400 here, 300 there, 400 there. By the end of the month, you make 10 grand. Just slow trades, just like this. I mean, this is great. It was chopping, chopping, chopping. We put the trade on, and all of a sudden, boom, bearish pattern, started falling. Started hitting here, it was like, but then when it popped through, got below, started coming in, it was like, all right, that's it, I gotta go. Look at that, we pulled it off right here, got the little bottoming tail, and started bouncing, which was perfect. Couldn't time it that much better. But yeah, this one here, you can add short if you want to, but expect, if this thing goes up to 117 or so, you got to add a little bit more, and if it continues past 120, you're going to have to stop out when we'll reshort at the 131 area or so. I think there's a couple high pivots, yeah. You got a gap fill right here around 137.48, so you got to be careful with it. But again, not a bad bullish consolidation, choppy, sloppy. Again, though, we traded this one numerous times, so, and I have a little more left in the tank. So if this thing goes a little higher, I'll short it again up in here and then take it down. But if it starts going for this, I'll probably cover it and then go, go at it up in this area. Not a big deal, guys. When this trade went up, we pulled half on our short swing, went up on us. We get adding. We have a short-term trade on this as well. And you know what? I'm not worried about it. If you're going all in and stuff, then I would worry about it a little bit because this could go higher. I'm waiting for Friday's close on the weekly to see where this thing could possibly close. ESPR. I think someone asked me about that one earlier. ESPR, yeah, I think just keeps going. I'm thinking right here around 50 bucks. This level here, 52. I wouldn't touch it before then. Maybe they're getting some news or something, but right here. Yeah, 46, 54. It could keep going. Had a nice pullback and then a slingshot up. Let it keep going. Look around 46.29, but for me, it'd be the $50 even number and then the 54, 55 area. just to be sure. Doesn't mean it can't pull back here. If you're long, just tighten that stop, enjoy the ride. If you're short, just hold on for a little more pain. It could go up a little bit more. You're going to just have to stop out and then redo it up in this area. So just be careful with this one. You are getting a nice push off the, the low here. Nice straight up, got a pullback, and now it's going again. Doesn't mean it can't go one, 2 more bars up and then get, putter out. So be careful with that one if you are short. What is head? That's head and shoulder. That's just a short for head and shoulder, Dan. Yeah. Where can I find your strategies and whatnot? So can I learn how to trade like you? StockBookie.com. There's a free membership you can sign up there, and I'll post videos. We'll do live streams like this. I like doing live stream intraday action. We've had some real good trades lately on the IBB. We've done win too a couple times on that one intraday. I've traded that one a bunch of times, but now it's after hours. Seeing if I can get more people in here. I have. I'm going to end this in a little bit, but try to see if people come at night. We had about our max has probably been about 50 viewers. We got 15 in here now, but I can't look at everything, so I do these live sessions where people come up with stuff. Right now, I'm looking for high flyers, guys. I'm looking for ones that just keep going up and up and up and up, and just finding good levels or a way to say, okay, we're going to short this thing here and wait for a pullback. We've done THO. This is one we got from a live session. This was great. This one we did twice, and twice for pretty good trades. As this thing was popping up, and popping up, we started adding short, pull back, pull back, pull back. We covered it. Boom, boom, boom. We did it again. Our average was like right here, around 112 or so, right in there, 112.60 or something like that. Went up into earnings. They had earnings and dropped like a rock. And we had enough in there, guys. So on earnings, if it did happen to go up, we had a little bit more to add just in case. Again, if you're going to do $25,000 positions, you're in this thing with maybe 20 grand with another 5 just in case. And if you have, if you're in this one here and you have, say 150 shares, when it pops up in your face, do another 50 shares, cost average it down. We were in at 1012 or 112, whatever, 60. We covered half down, I think, a gap fill around 104. And then our last position, we covered right around 96, I think, at 96.50, right in this area here. And then, came back up, and I was hoping maybe another retrace and reshort it, but I'm still thinking gap fill, and then 87 bucks. And I took mine because it was a hell of a profit. I don't care. I'm not waiting around. I took that money off of this one, and I hopped in some other trades that we have out there. I'm not going to stick around. Head and shoulder is usually heads down. Yeah, I mean, it could be either way. You can have an inverse head and shoulder. It doesn't matter. The heck, what do I know? No, you know what? The markets are a beast, and they could do it. We could wake up tomorrow to 1,000-point up day. I don't know, on something Trump tweets or whatever. Right now, it's just a crapshoot, guys. But I showed you guys earlier the SPY chart. So if the SPY looks like this and we're at all-time highs, I can't go long. That's just the way I trade. If we start breaking out, that's fine. We break out, but I'll be following stocks to short again. Like the 3Ms. If you're not short 3M, you have to short this thing up here. It could still go to 200, but do 100 shares here. Do maybe another 100 shares on top, or go 50-50, whatever. 100 shares, this thing pulls back 10 bucks. It's $1,000. What's wrong with $1,000? More than you had yesterday. So, yeah, and that's what, just keep banging them out. I'd like to do 300 trades on the year. If we could have 250 winners and 50 losers, we're making money. That's the bottom line, guys. All right, let's see. Price line, it always pulls back after hitting highs. Only when I have puts, it doesn't. Yeah, right? Let me tell you. That's the story of our lives. And then it goes straight up, right? But again, you know what? We're testing these. I wouldn't rule out the 1,800 number. It was getting closer. We did hit the quarter number, the 1775. So that's where it's pulling back a little bit, but doesn't mean it's, it could come back a little bit and go right back up. If you, if you have puts, hold on to these. I like the chart that it could possibly pull back. Monthly chart's a little bit stretched too, so I like the fact that that's stretched. 1,800 still in the card, possibly, but again, this wouldn't be a bad area to just pop some puts on and ride it down. I mean, today would have been the day. That would have been a nice intraday put action, but I didn't get it. But again, you're still up there. Maybe wait for the next push up. put the puts on or write calls, one or the other, and then write it down. I have no problem shorting this thing. We are with shares with this one. We are upside down a little bit. I'm okay with that because eventually this will be a, I mean, I think it come down to 1,500, at least a couple $100. So that's the way I'm playing this thing. High flyer, monthly chart. It will be coming back in. It just takes a little bit of time. So I've been holding $8 puts on fold. Should I sell or get out now? I look like it's going to bounce off the 20 MA and shoot up. Fold, let's see. FOLD. Well, let's see. What are you doing? You're holding $8 puts. Shoot. You had a nice little bounce there. Let's look at it daily. We had the bounce there, came back in. You do have a topping tail here. It's not a true topping tail because you have higher prices up in this where, but it's a tail. You have to respect that. Yeah, you are hitting support right there. You're hitting the 5-0 retrace as well. I mean, for me, I'm looking at it like this. It comes in, comes down, inside bar, bearish, comes right down, pulls over, catches the bounce off the double bottom, pops back up. I still think it looks a little bearish over here. Let's see tomorrow. If it comes in, let's see how far it comes in. It comes, comes back to the 20 MA and closes below, then I'm expecting lower prices. If it continues up, let's see how it reacts around the 765 area. If you can't take it and you're starting to lose money, then just cut it. But if you're in the money now, take the money and run. But right now, I think it's setting up for lower prices. Doesn't mean it can't pop one time and then come back in. So be careful with that one because we did catch the 20 MA around there. Let's go to the weekly. Just make sure there's not any more support on the weekly. Yeah, you're still above all this, and you're in a bullish flag here. So yeah, gosh, this one could go up. This is a weekly chart. Doesn't mean it can't come back into these MAs and then pop. The way I would play it, if you're in it in the money, tighten that stop up. If it does start to fall down in here, down to 668, 667 area, you most likely will bounce, but it could still pop through. But you have great support down in here. Yeah, it's a tough trade. You have an inside bar bearish starting to develop and inside bar bullish pattern. So there's a couple things. It's like a 50-50 shot at this point. Just be real careful. If the markets do pull back, though, this could possibly get a pullback. You want to get below the 20 MA and this pivot, then you could possibly come back and fill this gap. You start hitting the 200 MA and coming down here. You start going to 650 to 621, you're going to have to take the rest of it off the table. But, again, it could collapse tomorrow. We could go straight up tomorrow. So, but my thoughts on this until we get above this bar here, fill the gap around 767, this is going to chop around for lower prices. Market sell, it's probably going lower. So be careful. Yeah, it is bouncing, though. It did get a good push up today. You can see the intraday. Then you had a slight bullish pattern and it popped up. And did you end up closing above the high? Yeah, you ended up closing above the high, too. Just a little bit of strength. But you do have some double tops here too, double top there. So yeah, right now, let's see if we can, does it click and come right back in. Keep an eye on this. Send me an email tomorrow just so remind me. We'll keep an eye on this one and we'll go from there. Hoping to do a live session tomorrow, guys, intraday, where we can find a couple trades, possibly make some money. But we'll see how my day goes and we'll take it from there. Price on everything hits new highs, then short it and grab profit scalp. Yeah, you could do that too. Exactly. Double tops, double bottoms, stuff like that. Awesome. Tesla for Joel here. TSLA. Come on. TSLA. Holy crap. TSLA. Okay. Tesla, yeah, nothing wrong. We came back. I mean, this was news, I think. Elon was tweeting and buying his own shares back and telling everyone not to short his stock. We did come right to gap window. That's where it pretty much stalled out. You do have gap fill here around 230 or 273.70. It is slightly going in a bullish manner above the blue line, which is the 750 retrace coming up. Right now, nothing really wrong. You're back above the moving averages, going in a consolidation manner of a bullish pattern. If this thing keeps consolidating and does not move up, then expect prices to move down. Still need to get back above this 264.50 before it goes up. But let's see if it consolidates for the next week or so or 5 days. If it does, I would expect higher prices. If the markets give it up, I'd expect lower prices. Let's see when this thing crosses, possibly tomorrow. Will that send this thing higher? If it does, then I'd look at gap fill. So if you're along this one, this thing shoots up 10, 11, 12 bucks, just beware because you have a gap fill here and you have double top coming up in this area here. And you have a little topping tail too, and that's almost at the top as well. So you got to be careful with that one. So right now, nothing wrong. I thought for sure this bull or bearish pattern would possibly start to play out. We got pop goes the weasel, gets it above, and then it continues kind of rolling over here. But you need a little more time to see what's going on with this chart. And then here too, kind of a retrace back up. Let's see if it just clicks over and comes back down. I'm still thinking we're coming back down to 190, 180. But that's me. A lot, this is another one, guys. It just kept giving. All you Tesla bulls could have sold here, bought back down in here, could have sold here. Even each and every time, 25 bucks cheaper you could have bought in. Here, 25 bucks. Here, 25 bucks. Here, 25 bucks. Here, 25 bucks. And then boom, one more time in the double top, all this stuff, and it's trying. We'll see if they could come back up. You have a lot of resistance up in this area, so we'll see with Tesla. Yeah, I mean, they had a nice retrace, boom, right back up, right above the 250 retrace, or the 750 if you want to call it that way, one or the other. So you just got to be careful with that stuff. Yeah, right now, kind of 50-50 shot. If you're in it from long from here, tighten the stop. If you're short from up in this area, you should have been out at least half somewhere down in here. And then, on the next pop, then, hey, if it gets to 275 again, boom, a short again. Let's do it again. Tomorrow, my opinion, and best be a seller of options, not a buyer. Get paid first, etc. Yeah, you can short options too if you want to do it that way. We do a lot of short positions. We short calls or short puts, but a lot of people can't do those, so you can't. I put out a trade on NVIDIA. We took them off the table for a nice gain, but so I have an option vertical put credit. Okay, so you needed to close at a certain point. Yeah, those are tough. Thanks, John. I'm out. All right, Grizzle. Have a good one, bud. I bought some $40 July AMAT puts today. Let's see. AMAT. There you go. Let's see. Is it at the highs? Let's see. Monthlies. Wow, look at that stretch job, guys. All right. Well, AMAT, yeah, we looked at this one before, so that's not a bad area. Did it hit the 40 area at least? High of the day was 39.77. Not bad. Monthly chart getting stretched. Still could go here. Still could go to this 45 area, so be careful with this one. I like what you're seeing, though. Let's look at the daily again. Daily's getting stretched. I still think it could get the 40, 41 area. Let's see. And, if it does go, you got those couple little areas up here, too. But I like the monthly. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, weekly's getting stretched too. That's not bad. Let's see if we can get 1 or 2 days up. If it does push up a little bit more, you can maybe add one more put to this, average that price out, pulls back, you get the hell out. Markets sell, it's going to be over. But yeah, I like what you're looking at. I just think it could go a little bit more. Just looking at the monthly chart. You are in the 618. You have the 750 coming up. So don't rule out at least 40, 42.50. And then 45 bucks. If it gets past that, then it's just 50 bucks probably. So be careful. July you're out for far enough. 40 bucks, you bought them in the money, so you should be fine on this one. Should be. But if the markets come in and you start making money on this thing, just pull it off. Don't be waiting around. Well, you know me. You come to the live session, so pump to 112 and dump back down to 90. Yeah, that's what I'm going to try to wait patiently on that one again. I'm still in a short swing on that, getting my butt kicked. But in the meantime, we wrote calls on it. I've been scalping it, short-term trading it. Still in my long, my short swing trade, upside down, about 35 bucks right now, getting killed. But remember, no more than 10% of your total portfolio. So I'm getting kicked. Don't get me wrong, but not super, super bad. That's what my 8-ball said last week. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah, exactly. Or the talking heads, right? Riva, no problem. Amazon, please. AMZN. Amazon, yeah. I mean, they're stretch job in this one too, guys. If you're not short Amazon, you have no problem going short up here. It could go to 900 bucks. Don't get me wrong. So even if you took 10 shares, 20 shares, you're not going to get killed. I'm expecting, at least I'll pull back to this double bottom around 711, 700 bucks. So if this one can't close up here on a closing basis, the monthly chart, then this one could possibly be in trouble. I mean, right now we just retraced back up, got all the retail traders back in, got to get in, hurry up. Came right back in on bogus earnings, shot right back up on light volume action. Today we hit the 20 MA, they bounced it right up. There's like, we'll show them, but we didn't close above this big red bar, so the downside's still in play. If you're bullish, you need to get above the 560.86 area, make a run for the mountain, run for the hills. If it doesn't do that, it comes right back in. Gosh, I wouldn't rule out 783 and then possibly lower from there. But we'll look at the chart again and see what's happening. But right now, I cannot go long these stocks. If you want to give it a shot long, go for it. For me, I'd be short in this one. I forgot that usually don't do. Yeah, I mean, I could look at that one, Brad. Let's see. I'm going to get, I'll look at a couple more, try to get going. Yeah, I mean, it had a nice retrace, bounce off the 200 moving average. You had a low pivot here, too. So, I mean, it has 8 million shares, so it's not bad. I mean, if it keeps retracing, you're probably looking at the $2, 218, maybe up into here, 232. But, you got to get through some areas first. Let's look at the retrace. I mean, you can do this on any stock. Just a lot of these are tough. A lot of these are news-driven. 165, 196, and 234. You're above the 200 or the 20 MA and the 200. So if it gets above, this area, you get above the 50 MA, you might be in good business there. So just keep watching this one. If you're long, just tighten those stops up. Let's see here. And I forgot time Eastern, time Standard Time to do. You know what? I'm going to try to come in probably around noon at Eastern Standard Time. So maybe 11 o'clock, do it for a couple hours intraday, usually around lunch because it's quiet. I'd like to do some trades in the morning, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. If I could get my butt here early in the morning, we'll take it from there. So, yeah, but I've been doing them at either 12 o'clock Eastern or 1 o'clock Eastern. Then we go for a couple hours. So, what do you think about ARRY? ARY. Well, God, it looks like NVIDIA or AMD. Crappy, but it has a slight head and shoulder. They're holding it. I mean, a little bit lower. It almost played out here. Right now, just a little bit weak. They're trying to make a run for the money. Apparently, they had news or something going on here, so they popped it up. But below the MA, still holding the 200. So not bad. See the monthly just to see. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So yeah, the retrace back into this big area. Just think all the bag holder from 2007, they almost had a break even. And if they don't get out, they get one more push, and all these guys are gonna be like, "Get me out of this thing, I'm done." But let's go back. I was gonna say there's got to be higher there. Let's see. Let's see this one here. Well, that was the land. That was the line there. That was pretty good for a technician. Yeah, and that's what it was pretty much shooting for. Got rejected. Got rejected there. Then also, you had this pivot here. You're gonna have that right there, the red breakdown bar, and this right here too. So you have some big areas coming up. That's where it pretty much got rejected right there. Weekly chart, not bad. Weekly's holding the 20 MA, so that's not terrible. Yeah, for me, I mean, if you were short, you would have been doing it up here. Long, I don't know if you want to take a chance. I mean, you can, but you have pretty good support from this inside bar. So at this point, you got the bounce, you're back above, could you go a little higher? Sure. I wouldn't rule out $12 right in here, 12.32. But for me, not a trade. It's not bad though. It's trying to hold. Remember, markets go down. This is all coming in. So just be really careful with that stuff. Sorry, not ARRY. WFT is a better one, I think. All right, hold on. WFT. Right now, inside bar, if you can't get above this area, the 639 and close, then you're probably and confirm. You're above the MA, so not terrible, but see how your bull bearish comes in, bearish, kind of retraces, gets back above. Yeah, that's a weekly. There's really nothing. You had a pullback. You have a gap. Well, you filled the gap. Let's throw a shorter retrace on this one. Trying to hold the 618, hold the 20 moving average. Not bad. You had a great pullback off the 7. Now you're just kind of chopping around, slightly bearish, but you're still bullish above the MAs. As long as you're holding the MAs, you should be okay. If you start getting below it, then I'd watch out filling this gap and maybe it's not a gap. And then coming back down here to double bottom around 477 if this thing really goes. You have a gap fill here, double bottom. Still have a lot of support and a lot of resistance both ways. Right now, it's pretty much a 50-50 trade. Hey, thanks, Joel. Appreciate it, bud. Let's see here. What do you think about Aerie? Went over that. Sell left loud, got some high, got some low stock options. So it's all good, Brad. I got some at NAC too. It's all good if you make money. Yeah, for these guys, you just gotta take it. You just gotta take your money and run. Like what I did with win today. Yeah, I have a short, but hey, I took a small position on a put, couple puts. Boom. This is the intraday right here. As it was going up, 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 up. I was looking for a spot up in this area as it was chopping around. We had one little spike. That's where we added them, and boom, came right in. You can start getting 50% on these, 60% on this. I went March 31st, I think it was, and boom, done, out. I'm not going to mess around. I don't know how I haven't even lay. I'm not a big one to look what I made, but if I know I'm $400 or $500 up on a trade, I'm done. I'm out. I don't really care on the next one. I'll take that one, and I'll go into another one tomorrow or the next day that I can find, and I'll do it again. I don't really care. I keep saying that. You have a top 2 or 3 plays for tomorrow? Nah, I just take them as they come, guys. I don't, what I do, I end up, I have a bunch of positions, or I just start scanning stuff. So I'll start, hold on here. Oops. And what I'll do during the day, what I do normally during the day, guys, I have 3 screens set up. I have a 10-minute chart, 60-minute chart, and a daily chart. I have all my moving average. Yellow is 20 moving average, simple moving average, 50 simple moving average, and then the 200 moving average, all simple. Okay. And what I'm looking for, just when stuff's coming into play, I'm looking for bounces. I'm looking for stuff to where resistance and support. So if this one's going up into support tomorrow, Apple, or resistance, I'm going to look the short. I don't think this is a bad short. Maybe at 142 you could possibly go. But again, this one, just keeps chopping around, stuff like that. Let's look at the SPY today. The SPY, same thing. We came back in, we hit double bottom. See how it went into this double bottom right in around 236.30. And at the end of the day, it started coming in. And that's why I was telling you guys, I said, all right, you know what? We hit the 750 retrace. I'm going to wait a little bit lower. And then it bounced up. That was a pretty good bounce too. So if you took 1,000 shares here at 236.34, goes up into this area, you get at least 50 cents. You make $500, you get the hell out. And this is just like volume action up and down. But, that's what we're looking for mostly, guys. Just short-term trades, in and out. Thank you very much. And then we're in longer-term trades. Don't get me wrong. We're sucking ass on some of the trades. I'm not. If I wish I was always right, but I'm not. But last week we were telling everyone to short Goldman, short JPM, short the the Amazons, the Googles, all the high flyers. Amazon, you'd be upside a little bit down, upside down because they shot it up today. But anything that's a high flyer, this is the stuff we're looking for. I don't care what it is. Like MTN, that's one. Mountain, that was a high flyer that kept going up. If you look at the monthly chart, it'll take a little time, guys. These things just don't go up and come down. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. That was one. I mean, even JPM you could do. Look at JPM from the monthly. Gosh, and look, it's starting to slowly come in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months up, and then boom, starting to slowly come in. One I keep showing is Thor. That's one we've done a couple times. That's slowly, that thing, I still think it's coming down to here. We're already done with the trade, but doesn't mean it can't go lower. What else? There's a couple other ones. And I can show you. O was a high flyer. As this thing was going up, we were shorting up here. Boom, pulled right back. 3M's a high flyer right now. I'm on Twitter, guys. So, a lot of my trades are on Twitter. So when we're doing stuff, we post it on Twitter. Whether I'm in it or not, I'll still take, post trades up there. I only could get in so many trades. I can't be in 100 trades. But, if I see another high flyer, I'm going to keep posting trades on my Twitter site to say, hey, guys, you can, here's another trade. If you're not in any of the other ones, take this one. And a couple of the other ones too. I'll just pull up Twitter real quick, and if you go to my Twitter feed, you can see them all right here. So I'll post a live session here. Duncan, we did a short swing off a double top today. Hasbro, we added more. And this one, we're going nice and slow, guys. If I know I have a $20,000 position, I'll go in it with 10, and then 2,500, 2,500, 2,500, or 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, or I'll start at 7,500 here, and go from there. It's up to you, but on these trades here, you got to go really slow. Panera, another high flyer. PM, another high flyer. Shop, another high flyer. ALGN, another high flyer. GWW, we took half of that one today. Off Win, we added a little bit more today at 112. We're in a swing trade. Yeah, we're getting beat up a little bit, but you know what? Made money on my little put trade today, so I'm not doing bad. But when we took Win, we shorted here. We covered at 98. So we took the profit on this one. We started adding a little bit more. It was not a full position, so I had time. So we took half off here, added a quarter, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to add a little bit more on this one. This will be the, fifth, sixth time we trade this one. Not a big deal. I'm still not at max position, still with plenty of room to add. Will I add more? Maybe. We'll see how this one comes in, and we'll go from there. I still think it will come in, but we already sold half or covered half of it, so not a big deal. What else here? Was that Take Two? We went short. This is another high flyer. ADP was another high flyer. Just like here, we shorted ADP, covered half at 95. Boom, we added again. Boom, we added again. Same crap, same area. Let's do it again. Keep it going. I'm not going to stop here just because, I had one bad trade. ALB short. We covered half for 4%. Bam, right back in, same side. We added again, a couple bucks higher. Now we have a better average. Then it comes back in, we'll cover it again. I don't care. This is TAL we shorted. Tiffany blew up. We went into a little bit of earnings, but this is like the fourth time we traded Tiffany. Again, it's not going up that big because I don't have a huge ass position. It's all about money management in these markets, guys. Avgo added up here, getting our cost average down again. Small positions. This one here, Wix, we added a 64, 68, 69. Maybe a little bit more on this one. Still not at a full position. Don't care. Pull, we added. We'll see where that one goes. This one's a low volume stock, so it could go a little higher. Door, we added a little bit more today. PM, same thing. Let's see here. SMH, we're starting to add to that one. Skyworks, we're going nice and slow on that one. Double top area around 112, so we'll add more there. But again, 98, 99. We'll add more at 104, 105, and if we have to, we'll go more at 112. We're not in a huge position, so we can withstand some pain if we have to. Fizz, we added. Tesoro, I was getting my ass kicked. 134 was my average price, but today it closed at 152, so we're not that bad. Again, we're not in huge positions. We could take a beat down on these, but these are high-flying plays, so that's the way we're covering these. DFS, we covered half, added more. SCO, start adding. We did sell half the position, blah, blah, blah. That one did a reversal, whatever the hell it did. So URI, adding more, covered half. Again, we added. We covered half. Boom, if it goes back up, we'll do it again. THO, same crap. We covered half, then covered half. Our last position we covered on THO was 96.10. Why the hell wouldn't you sell? UAL, boom, quarter position, closed it. So that's what we're trying to do here. We're just in and out, in and out. Alta, we've been adding that one. Lennar, the MTM, the LL, we got those trades up there if I'm adding or what have you. Price line, we added to 1739, 1756. A little bit out of the money, so what? MO, we added. Cat, here was our Cat one. Cat went up, 96. Filled it, filled it again. Went back to 98. Covered it again. Now it's going back again. And if it goes back to 98 again, I'll do it again. I don't care. And this time, if it comes back down, I'll cover the whole damn thing 3 times that one. And we traded that one before. That's all we're trying to do, guys. We traded Toll before. That one kind of blew up in our face. But we know we started adding slow. And then we start, say you do 100 shares, 300 shares. Get their cost average a little bit better and then go from there, something like that. Halliburton, covered half of that one. So on and so forth. PLC, we're a little bit out of the money on that one, but no big deal, and so on and so forth. That's where it is. But again, if you want to come to my site, StockBookie.com, a lot of stuff's going to be on there, or most of my stuff down the road. So that's where you want to go and sign up for the free membership and then take it from there. Watched your yesterday night. Hey, what's up? Yeah, Alex, I see you, bud. That's the kind of bookie I need. A loser. So we got guys talking. A lot of trolls today, guys, talking crap. So Brian, I'll be blocking that guy. And right now, guys, you know what? If you're gonna troll around, I'm just gonna block you. I'm not even gonna wait anymore. So, all right, that's it for today, though. I'll be doing hopefully a live strategy tomorrow or a live stream tomorrow. We'll try to find some trades. You know, we'll see what it brings. You know, see what it gives us. I don't know. We might gap up 100. We might gap down 100. At this point, whatever. I'm just looking for trades, looking for money, and then that's what we're trying to do. As part of your strategy to play the tops of the high flyer stocks and expectations that when the market's correct, you have a nice, yeah, exactly. You got it. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, but David, get this, okay? And this I'll show you this before we go. When I joined StockTwits, or whatever, a year and whatever, maybe a year and a half ago, it was right before the flash crash in 2015. And let's go back to 2015. I'll show you guys what I was doing. Let's see here. Flash crash. Just gotta look for the big down day. There you go. So right there, okay. So this is when same things market's been doing. So it's been chopping around. I think I joined StockTwits right here in June. So you know, I'm new to the thing, StockBookie. You know, my nickname was Stock Rookie. Blah blah blah. You know, it's all the same crap. You know, it's funny. These guys knock me, but they don't look at my history and they don't see I'm banging out trades. So this thing pops up. We're adding shorts up here. Goes down, pops up again. Can't get through this. Goes down, covers some of this, comes back up. We add short again. You know, this is 213. This is 204. So you're getting okay gains, 3-4%. If you're doing 1,000 shares though, you know, you get $3-4 on these trades. You're getting $4 or $5 grand a pop. So pops back up. So every time it was popping up, I was telling everyone, short these markets, short these markets. This is a gift. Comes back in, pops up again. This is a gift. Short these markets. Pops up again. This is a gift. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. These markets are about to break out, this and that. You're shorting everything. You're going to get your ass kicked. I said, all right, you know what? Well, we'll see. We'll see. But see, I follow cycles too, guys. I'm a big cycle guy, all right? Cycle junkie. Cycle meaning that we could be in a time frame at any point, full moons. Yeah, you know what? I'm not even going to get into it. But anyways, I knew right in this area, somewhere, anytime, you could have been a couple weeks later, could have been a couple weeks earlier, but I knew somewhere in this time frame, we were going to get a pretty good pullback. I never expected this in a million years, guys, ever. So here we are loading the house on shorts across the board like I have now, you know, 30, 40 positions short, all with the right size. And when this thing fell, guys, and the funny and the best part was, while everyone was crying, jumping off the cliff, I was kind of like, I told you so. I couldn't even type fast enough to cover trades and post. I had to wait till the end of the day. So as I was pulling all my crap off, it was like, what am I doing? I'm trying to post trades to show people that I know what I'm doing. No, you know, I'm going to cover all my shit, post it all afterwards that I covered all this, and then we'll go from there. But the best part was, guys, check this shit out. So this is 2015 dip. So as everyone was jumping off the cliff, holy shit, what do we do? Oh my gosh. We went right in the double bottom. This is where you buy. This is when CNBC had market turmoil in the markets tonight at 7. How low can we go? And you know what we did? We stepped up. We rode it up. When it went back to here, check this out. You know, when it went back up to there, we went short again. Boom, came in, took half off, popped up again. I told everyone again, short this pig again. Boom, right back down. We didn't ride it down. On this one we did. It's that 1,000 point down. When you're grinding 1,000, holy crap. We hit this double. It was like, oh my God, reverse it, go long. Went right back up, shorted again, came back down. Where'd it go again? Double bottom. Holy crap. Not a rocket scientist, guys, bounce up, came in, came back in, boom, did it again, didn't ride it up all the way, came back in the line again, shorted again, came back in, shorted again, covered, and then it just rode up. we didn't do anything from there. But that's what we're trying to do right now. When this thing comes in, we'll find bounce areas. We'll go long again, wait for the retrace, and short it again. Don't care, guys. You know, just gonna be doom, doom, doom. Yeah, I got a. What's your name, Dan? In there, I could put you in there. Take care. Thanks for the invite. Yeah, no problem, guys. Yeah, I actually have a thumbs down. It was the first guy, and I think I know who it is. He was okay. He didn't really talk shit today, but yeah, I'm not going to put up with anybody. If you talk shit in the stream, I'm just blocking you. If you don't want my help, then that's fine. I don't really care. But I'm hoping I'm helping some people here. That's what it's all about. When I first started trading years ago, I have no idea, and I wish I had someone like me showing me. So I'd be the guy buying at the top here going, oh my God, CNBC said it's going higher. They had Siegel on and Buffett on and Tepper on and this guy on, and they all said stocks are cheap. Holy shit, I got to load the house with margin because it's going to be great. Then you get your ass beat up. And then when you're selling, like I said, when everyone's selling down here, giving up, I was stepping up and buying long, and everyone, you're buying long, you're an idiot. This thing's going lower. All right, we'll see. So, you know, just like my win trade today, everyone's knocking me on that one. Oh, you're an idiot. You got in at 106, 107, 108, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, I'm a couple bucks out of the money. What's the big deal? And when this thing comes in, then what? You going to block me? That's what usually happens, guys. They all talk shit. Then when the trade comes in hard and fast, I'm out of it. And I go, hey, how's that win long for you? Oh, they blocked me. Okay. But again, why can't we all get along? We're all in this shit together. So I got these guys coming in. They give me thumbs down on my videos and stuff. I'm trying to help people. Thumbs down. And I think I'm going to keep an eye on the guy too. I'm not sure who it was, but I'm almost positive. So, but yeah, Dan, let's see here. You just came in to Twitter here. Let's see. I'm going to have a new site too. I don't know which one. Dan, send me your, what's your, all right, so Alex, hold on here, guys. So who do I have? A couple pieces. So Alex, okay. I said, all right, so Alex, I'll put you in there. So I accepted you. Who else? Dan. Who else? Dan. Yeah, Dan, what's your name up there, bud? You got to tell me your name. If anyone else sending me a Twitter thing, just send them, say, hey, I'm in there. I want to, you know, be a part of it. So I'm just trying to keep people out. That's why you keep telling me. I might even charge like $10 on my website just to keep people out of it. Because when people sign up, I don't know who's signing up. And when I send them an email, they could come in and just, I've had people where they troll my whole feed, and now I know how to block them and stuff, so it's a little bit easier. I was like, there's nothing worse than I'm trying to teach you guys what to look for. And I have these guys just saying, you're an idiot. Show me your account. You don't know how to trade. It's like, first of all, guys, if you ask Goldman Sachs to show you their account, do you think they're going to show you anything? No, they're not. That's my business. That's my family's business. I will never show you guys what I trade. Other than I might do some other stuff with some other guys where we might actually start something like that. But for me, it's my business. It's like me saying, hey, hey Joe, you know, whoever, show me yours, you know. PM Ray, Mitch. All right, let's see. PM Ray. So you got to go to my site and ask me first, and then I can let you in. I got Camo, Alex, William, a couple other guys coming in. But or send me an email. Just let me know what your feed is. Yeah, Mitch, if you do, go to my thing, StockBookie, sign up, and then go from there. Dimitri. Yeah, Dimitri, I'm taking off, bud. VZ, we went over. Right now, VZ's just in a 50-50 shot. It could go up or down. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Camo, paintball. Okay, there you go. There you go. I got you. All right, brother, you're in. All right. But again, I'm gonna probably, again, I want it all on my website. I want to have a whole, this is what I'm looking to do here. Before we go. And again, if you're new, go to stockbookie.com, sign up for my all my free crap. This is what I really want to do. Let's see if I can find it. Docs. I don't know. Darn it. I'm still learning half this crap. Drive. There we go. Because right now, I'm trying to do something like this. I just can't. I only can do so much, guys. So what I'm trying to do here, here's my positions. Not all of them, but most of them. And I want something like this on my StockBookie page. And that's the winning column, and the ones were still open. And these I started adding again too, and I just like Priceline, I added more. I got positions where I'm adding, stuff like that. Small positions, X I've done. Here's a couple of the other ones we're in. I got a lot more to, add. The light was done. PM we started adding. Costco, that's half out. We have a quarter position. Priceline, I think we covered half on that. This one we're almost out of, or UAL, I think we closed that one out. Just it's a pain in the ass, guys, to be honest. It's a full-time job just doing this crap. But eventually you go to my website, you can pull it up, you'll see the date that we got in it. And say if you're in 10 trades and you want to get back into another one, you can go back into the CSS, and do that one again and ride that one or something. Or the cat, do that one. That one we've already done 3 times, which is not on here. It's just tough. I'm just trying to find the best way to go. But this is eventually how it will be. So if you want looking for trades, you just go here. Oh, wow, he got in this one. I could probably take, oh, wow, he's underwater on this one a little bit. I think price is at 116 on PLC. So short it. We're at short at 113.63. Short it at 117. You got a better price than us. And just ride it. A lot of these are high flyers, but eventually that's what we're looking to do with our, spreadsheets and all that stuff. All that fine stuff, guys. It's a 3-man show here. Did you already do the spy? Yeah, I posted a video, the daily video, on my YouTube channel. Just go there; it's all on there. You can screenshot and edit, and then post it on your page. Yeah, it's just too hard though to do. I need something that I can update right live right on the shot. Because when I do, I'm figuring. We'll see, guys. Again, I'm going through WordPress. I'm trying to figure out if they have something where I can just punch it in, or is it easier just to put the average price in there as we're adding? We'll have to see. Again, or do I do like StockBookie trades on Twitter, and that's only my trades? And and whoever signs up for my website and pays, then you get that. Like I said, I'm trying to keep people out of here that's trolling and stuff like that. So. Other than that, yeah, I did the spy already. That's one way to do it. Yeah, no, I hear you. But when I'm adding in stuff, again, when I get into a position, guys, if I know my max position, say 50 grand, I'm going to start at 10. I'm going to add another 10. I'm going to add another 10. And if it goes up the 4th time, goes to 20, and I know it's a good level, well, just kind of like THO. And this thing gapped up. I knew what I had to do. When this thing gapped up on earnings, it was like, oh shit, you know what? Let's give it a shot right here. On double top, 108. Let's see if we get 109. We started adding. Then it came in, started going up a little bit. Let's add a little more. Goes up a little bit more. Let's add a little more. 115 was a good spot too. Let's add a little bit more. Our average was 112.60 or whatever it was. And then bam, right into earnings. It actually gapped up into earnings and then crapped out. And again, it could have went up, but I know if it went up, I had a little bit more. 120 was pretty much my area where if it goes past that, I'm just have to give it a shot. But overall on the monthly chart, it's a stretch pig. It's just a matter of time. This one will come in. That's how we play these things. So, all right, guys, I'm out. I got to go coach some baseball tonight, so I had to get over there, and then we'll go from there. But if I do, again, sign up for my StockBookie.com site. If we go live, I'll send out an email about 20 minutes to a half hour before we go live. And then look for high flyers, look for stuff that's coming into double tops. We'll look for patterns, and we'll look for stuff that we could possibly trade and make some money intraday. So, again, thanks again for coming to my live session. Go to my StockBookie.com site, sign up, make something happen, become a better trader, and see what I'm seeing, and possibly put yourself in some good positions instead of always being on the wrong side of the trade. Been there, done that. Got really, really tiring every day going, oh my gosh, I'm losing again. And for whatever reason, every time I sold the stock, it'd go straight up. I'd chase it. They'd bring it back down in my face, and I'd go short. Then they bring it up every time. So it got really, really, really just irritating. So had to learn how to do this. I'm a technical trader, guys. That's all I do. I follow the charts up or down. Off subject. Curious, buddy. What do you do? What do you make in your shop? I do large format printing, banners, like outdoor banners, indoor banners. But I've done that for about 12 years now, 13 years, and I'm hoping to do the live streaming every day and have people pay me for a subscription. it'll be cheap. I'm thinking anywhere from 25 to 50 bucks a month. If I do, I want to make sure I'm here every day. If I'm doing a live streaming, if you're there, I'll make you money. But even swing trades, stuff like that, and options, we could talk about it. I'll probably do podcasts and stuff. But for 500 bucks a year or 400 bucks a year to pay someone like me, I was paying guys 300 bucks a year. It was a little more intricate and stuff, but we'd do live sessions, we'd bang out trades all day. As long as I was making money, I had no problem paying these guys 300 a day. I was paying these guys 300 a day, and I was paying 200. I was paying 500 a month just for charts and paying these guys. And people are saying you're going to charge 50 bucks a month. It's crazy. Yeah, but I got to get paid something here if I'm doing this sitting here. I mean, if I'm missing trades, when I'm on the charts, guys, and when this thing opens up, I'm an animal. I'm looking for trades. I'm looking for scalps. I'm looking to make money. If I'm talking on the charts and doing stuff, I'm missing those trades. So I'm missing out on a lot of cash. I got to make it up somewhere. And then if I can make it up that way, I can hire someone for my printing company and let them run it. And if you follow me, you know the story. So, but eventually, you know what? If I do it full time, great. If I don't, then we'll take it for what it is. Maybe I'll charge 25 bucks a month and do it a couple times a week, but I'll still post trades and stuff like that. Again, I don't really need the money, but if I'm going to spend time with you guys 8 hours a day or 7 hours a day and go, full stream from open to close, I got to do something, especially if I'm missing trades. And if that's my only income, then I don't. Next thing you know, it's like, whoa, wait a minute here. I'm not catching trades, but I'm teaching everybody else. Again, I love this stuff, guys. So, all right, let's see. What is your opinion of the SKU being so high? Not sure. Do you think they'll retest 240 this week? All right, one more. Let's see. No, is that a trade? Is that a stock? SKU? You think we'll retest 240? You talking about the SPY? Talking about the SPY, possibly. We'll see. Did it even get to 240? I don't even know if it did. Yeah, 240. Maybe. We'll see. It's just been chopping around like volume, so we'll see what happens. All right, guys, I'm out. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, no big deal, man. I'm out, though. I got to get going. Again, thanks for coming to my live session. Go to my website, sign up for the free stuff, and we'll go from there. But thanks again. God bless. See you on the charts.